Yo, Sagittarius, how you diddling? How are all you wonderful people? Cross watchers, new viewers, anybody dealing with a Sagittarius? Here we go. For the sake of simplicity, I am going to keep this to a relationships reading. A bit of finances and career may show up, but I want to point out that I'm not going to dwell on financial issues, monetary issues, or business type energies. All right. This is primarily a relationships reading. All right. I do personal readings. I do finances and career, in case you want to know. You know, and I do personal readings on anything you want to talk about, basically. Email is in the description box below. Feel free to contact me. I'll send you the info. All right, let's get on with it. Sagittarius, what's going on with you? What's going on with your situation? Challenges, what you won't see coming, the past, the near future. Here we go. Right, we've got the Three of Pentacles. King of Swords at the bottom of the deck. This is a thinking things game. You might be seeking a professional advice. You might be dealing with an air sign. All right, but there's that energy of a very big decision you're making, and your approach to it is not emotional, it's logical. You're looking for continuity. You're looking for the truth. You're looking for very honest conversation. You're looking for conversation with integrity, and what I mean by that is a conversation where it's saying what you mean and meaning what you say. It's kind of laying everything out on the line. All right, you do want to build a relationship with somebody. The problem is there's delays. Okay, I'm kind of getting here all those as a food sacrifices and a bit of that decision making process is a bit of emotions, but you're trying to keep emotions out of it. All right, because the hangman is Pisces energy, so it is a bit of emotional thing going on here, but you don't want your emotions to get control of you enough so that you make rash decisions. That's what I'm getting here. All right, there might not be a display of emotions in this relationship, but they are certainly there, but they're kept well hidden. But with hangman is like organising to be with somebody on a physical plane. Okay, this could be the return of an ex, it could be somebody new, but I'm getting this distance between you for some of you. Okay, and it's kind of like divinely guided, and it's a bit like, do you want to give up the lifestyle that you've been leading? Because this is a change of lifestyle. Does this person want to give up their lifestyle? Because I'm kind of getting there's something very new with this. It produces a lot of challenges, but I'm kind of getting some of you are determined to kind of make this work. You're determined to work your way through the challenges. There's something drawing you to this person. There is. It's like you got the bit between the teeth. There's something you're trying to sort out. The delay could be your side because I don't know, I'm getting here for one or two of you healing family issues. There's some discord in family issues. All right. And it's putting past hurts behind you. All right. But I'm kind of getting in the past that everything was all skew-whiffed because there was too many people involved. The situation wasn't viable. It wasn't practical. Okay. It was hard work, and neither you nor the person you were dealing with could sustain the relationship on the level that you wanted because the circumstances just weren't right. Okay, so there's a lot of hurt around this. Hence now what you won't see coming is you getting your victory, you getting what you want, the person coming in, okay, but then you've got to decide actually where your loyalties lie. But I'm getting some conflict here. Okay, some unavoidable bantering, some unavoidable conflict. Right. Maybe you're well impressed. Maybe there's been a battle of wills here and you've outweighted somebody. Okay, and they're coming in, they're communicating, they're giving you what you want. But the thing with the Five of Wands is beware of miscommunication, misunderstandings. This is where I get laying the cards down, telling it straight with this particular situation. It's like you got your victory, but you have to be very careful of pride and ego. Now, are you going forward with intuitively because you feel like this could work, or is it a bit of ego that's driving you? Interesting. Very loving relationship has the chance to develop. There is a person here who's going to be very significant in your life in the near future. I am getting that some of you are perhaps married or dating somebody, and that person remaining within the sphere of this relationship that you want to go forward with. Now, maybe they're married or there's a parent involved or whatever, but there's a significant other. Right. You view this situation as very, very challenging, but at the same time, there's certain aspects about your lifestyle, Sagittarius, that you're not going to change. You're going to stick to your guns. Okay. It's a question of battling your way through the conflict to get your victory, kind of thing. Get what you want. Okay. This person, Aries, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini energy, they're in a situation where they are feeling kind of restricted. They're seeing the relationship with you as being very restrictive because of other people. I don't know, maybe some of you are married and living singly, but there's other people involved on your side, and that's how they're viewing this. Too restrictive. Okay. But there is a lot of communication opening up, very much free flowing to try and sort out and lessen and overcome these challenges. I'm actually getting communication with something very specific in mind, a certain goal to be reached, a certain achievement. Okay, it looks like you've got your reward for past efforts. All right, there is a coming together. All right, but it's going to require persistence and patience to overcome all this stuff that you're going through. There is a new pathway opening up. Pisces energy here, so there's a very, very emotional decision here. Maybe you want to let go of a Pisces or get involved with a Pisces, but at the moment it's a very, very intermittent relationship, on off, on off, on off. You definitely feel obligated, or there's an obligation to another person, whether you're living with this person or not. You could be married and separated, but there's an obligation there financially, perhaps something to do with property or children. It's kind of like taking a chance, okay, and seeing through the subterfuge, connecting with your higher self and thinking, okay, we can make this work out. It's like taking a chance when the road is not particularly certain with this. There's a bit of fear here and there's a lot of unknown stuff. Okay, I'm kind of getting what a lot of you are going through. The difficulties that you're going through now is like a prelude to freeing yourself off, or they're going through a prelude to connecting with you. But there's this kind of traveling to be together. Okay, there's this kind of resolving all your respective situations, closing doors so that you two can open a new one. And I'm getting an also big sense of freedom here. There's a lot of inhibitions around this. Capricorn energy. There's this caution. There's a lot of caution here. Capricorn energy. That devil energy shows up a lot. Yeah. Maybe either you or the person you're dealing with is in a situation where you're probably married or hooked up with something else that's not easily solvable. And because of money and certain practical issues, you can't there's I'm getting for a lot of you, this situation can't develop into a full commitment, okay, because there's certain issues there that is a refusal to sacrifice, a refusal to give up. For an example, it's like where you or this person's married. Okay, you're living singly, you can get together, you can live a comfortable life and have some great fun together, but to actually get a divorce so that you can legalize everything on getting, that's where there's a sticking point, hence the inhibitions. This is where there's a very, very restrictive situation. But I'm getting you dealing with the past, somebody from the past. Okay, you had a lot of obligations and were carrying a lot of responsibility. You two just couldn't come to a common interest. Okay, in the past, this is the person that you want to be with. But I'm getting what you won't see coming is actual movement, communication, all right, confidence, sorting the stuff out, whether this is distance, finances, or whatever, so that you two can actually create a life together and unsticking yourselves. This person is willing to travel to come and be with you. They're even willing to relocate. There's a lot of communication with split losses here, and I'm getting a lot of shared time together, but not permanent. I'm getting kind of like this rebound energy all the time. You keep in your respective homes, but spending a lot of time together, holidays together, perhaps 2 or 3 months together. But I'm getting here, it's there's nothing permanent. All right. You're perhaps involved with somebody on a practical sense. Okay, but there is a third party there. But I'm picking up a reunion here, arranging a meeting. There's certainly a lot of chemistry there. Maybe emotions will develop later. Maybe love will develop later. But it's like there is a fresh start there, you know. I'm getting a lot of Aquarius energy around this situation. So if you're dealing with an Aquarian, what I'm not picking up is cooperation, learning to work with each other and learning to work within what each other's relatives' wants and needs are. Perhaps keeping it on a friendship basis or very loyal basis to see how things work out. But with this moon energy here, there's a lot of subterfuge here and things are not clear. It's like taking a chance. Okay, let's take the chance. Let's get together. Let's see how things go. And it's kind of like without knowing, it's kind of like, yeah, taking a chance. But keeping him for a while, keeping emotions out of it. It doesn't mean forever, but for now, keeping emotions out of it. That's what I'm getting. Take care.